Hi, I'm Faye from Johnstone.com, and I wanted to share some thoughts with you today about connecting with nature, because it's such an easy thing for us to do, even if we look at the sun as it rises in the morning, or bless the rain as it's making our hair frizz up on the way to work. You know, nature is a spiritual ally and guide. It's a teacher for us. Many of us are searching for spirit guides or angels, power animals. And you know, nature for me is the biggest teacher of all. There's nature spirits, the hidden folk, fairy folk, tree beings, plant spirits, and all of these are here, and they're really just waiting for you to turn on your awareness and reach out. And the way I do this is when I really just connect in with my heart space. So I drop down from this thinking mind, which is, you know, constantly thinking from one thing to the next and worrying and doing to-do lists and all this stuff. So I have to get myself into a calm space first, which is why actually if you have a regular meditation practice, you know, you're already there, you're already halfway there. You're able to get still. And once you get still, what you want to do is you want to bring this awareness, which is already always in this head, down into the heart and start feeling your way rather than thinking. So the next time you take a walk out in nature, we so often take a walk and actually we are chatting away on the phone, or we're checking our messages, or we're listening to music, or we're actually thinking about a conversation that we've just had or one that we're about to have. So my advice for you, next time you're taking a walk, try and take a walk just for taking a walk. Don't try and take a walk because you want to relax, because you want to think something over. No, just try and be in nature just because that's actually the activity that you're doing. Being in nature is enough. And when we're in that space, we can really feel with our hearts. We can really tune in to this organ that, you know, this is a primary organ of perception. And so we can really tune into that and start to reach out and connect and notice, and reaching out with our awareness about what is trying to reach out to us, what is observing us, what is even sharing our space. So for example, for me here, I'm actually in this beautiful grove of yew trees, and I've just been, you know, hanging out here, feeling my way, noticing how they're growing, observing how they look and how they grow, how big they are, touching them, opening up my physical senses, and just trying to be in a more sensory state rather than in my brain. And so it's brilliant to just be reaching out and touching things, smelling nature, listening, using those senses. We often use our eyes. We kind of overuse them, and actually, ironically, we underuse them because we think we see something until we really start to look. And so that's my advice really for first starting to reach out into nature, is to really stop and open your eyes, but really open your eyes. And I like to think that I'm looking through the eyes of my heart. So again, I want to turn off the logical mind, the thinking mind, and I want to just purely go actually with a very childlike attitude. You'll find that children are brilliant at doing this. And if you have children, then ask them to take you into nature and ask them to show you their favorite places, or a tree that they found, or things that they notice, because children are brilliant. They don't get stuck in their head at all. They're totally in there. I mean, we know when we see children run along and jump into puddles, they're totally there. They're not thinking about how much washing that's going to mean and how they're going to have wet feet for the rest of the day and how impractical that is, So my advice is to just start feeling your way, slowing down, observing, using those physical senses, but really noticing, really tuning in. And what we find is when we're in that space where we're really so absorbed with, say, the touch or the feel of a tree trunk or a leaf, or we're observing, we're really lost in the way, the curve of a trunk and the flow of the trees and the branches. what we find is we actually do get lost in time. We kind of slip into another space, which in itself is so beautiful. It's really relaxing. It somehow manages to press the reset button. And this is just this lovely space to be in, because this is the space that we are connecting with these beautiful, wonderful green beings that are surrounding us. So give it a go, because nature's such a, I feel in a sense it's very underutilized. We reach so much for our angel, our spirit guide, and actually we have trees and plants, we have the rivers and sunshine and moonlight as physical allies, as well as spiritual ones which we can connect with in a journey or in meditation and prayer. We can actually physically connect with plants and the earth, but through our physical senses, and even making medicines or taking photographs to have with us and put on in special places to give us that sense of support and encouragement that we need from our guides. So just see which plants catch your eye on your way to work or as you go about your day. And if you really don't have any areas of natural beauty or parks growing near you and you don't have a garden, then start with the sunrise and the moon and the stars. Start with the wind that blows through or the rain. Start appreciating and connecting to some element of the natural world, because there's this wildness within you which is longing to connect with that. We live in a world which is so sanitized, and we've forgotten that we are part of this raw, wild, creative, growing world which doesn't grow in straight lines and rectangles. It's wild, it's unruly, it has its own way of being in this world. So just try and get one aspect, something natural, an element into your life, even if it's a pebble or a shell or a leaf that you found, and you just take that home with you and place it in your home. Just find somewhere a deep stirring, find that connection, and reaching out to these elements of nature as allies, as friends, as guides, as teachers. And slowly you start opening this beautiful flow and this magical connection, the beautiful connection that was known by our ancestors, who really did have a closer proximity to nature, because that's the way their lifestyle dictated. So reach out, start playing, take your inner child, take your children out in nature, and slowly start opening those senses, and then you'll find this growing feeling in your heart that allows you to open up that intuition and that love for the natural world, and in turn you will be reciprocated 100-fold. Go ahead and enjoy. Thank you. And if you need to find out more, come to fayejohnston.com and check out my book, Plants That Speak, Souls That Sing. Thank you. Bye.